Hello, everybody. My name is Erika, and I am from Lithuanian Agriculture Advisory Service. And also, I'm representing international project Nation. And I think the main goal of our project is to make awareness about living soil labs, to make awareness about healthy soil in the whole Europe, and to support EU mission Healthy Soil. And actually, last year, our partners, our project partners, and Lithuanian Agriculture Advisory as well, we organized more than 40 different kinds of events in the whole Europe, not just in Europe, but for example in Turkey as well. This year we have the same goal to organize different kind of events in the whole Europe as well, and we want to explain how to create living labs, how to create lighthouses, and to talk more about a healthy soil. So I would like to say that this event, like Estonian event, is the second event for me because last month we organized almost the same event in Lithuania as well. And we organized it like in contact way, and it was in the biggest agricultural exhibition in Lithuania. And I'm very happy that we had like people from different ranges. We had researchers, we have farmers, we have forestry experts, advisors of agriculture, and forestry owners and business company owners. So I hope they said that after the event we had very nice discussion. So I hope that today you also will be active, and you will ask me questions, and we can have like proper, good, nice discussion. And I don't know, we can start. I think we have some people. Okay, so I will try slowly explain everything. And by the way, I would like to mention that after our event, I hope like maybe on Monday we will send you all material in Estonian language, because maybe I will not explain everything fluently in English. So for you, it's better. Maybe it will be better to understand everything when we will send material in your own language. So also I would like to mention that we will record our event. So after all, you can rewatch it. And talking about GDPR, so when you made your registration form, you also agreed with some stuff. So I will not repeat it again. Okay. So I will try to talk about mission a little bit. So as you know, now we have like not very good situation with our soils, talking about Europe, and we know that soil is very important in our ecosystem. Not just talking about agriculture or about forestry. And from our perspective, from Lithuanian Agriculture Advisory Service, like we are working with a lot of farmers. We have more than I think 60,000 farmers who are working with crop production, and all the time we're trying to make awareness for them about healthy soil. We're trying to encourage them to, make soil analysis in order to them to know what's happening with their soil, and we're trying with our advisors to help farmers to make their soil in a healthier way. So it's not like, I think the same situation, I hope the same situation is in Estonia. And as I remember that Estonia also put a lot of efforts, and the government put a lot of efforts for soil analysis. I know that you have strong system of it. Last year we were in your soil laboratory, so colleagues represented everything what's happening in soil laboratory. So I'm in some cases I think that, for example, Lithuania do not put so much efforts like Estonia put efforts in healthier soil. So in some ways I could say that like Estonia, like always, like the first one in Baltic Sea, Baltic region. So talking about unhealthy soil, there is some research that we have, like we can see now that we have very, very bad situation, like the two-thirds of European soils are unhealthy. So, and now we know that we need to put a lot of efforts to solve this problem, and that efforts will cost a lot. And there we have some numbers that every year we should put about 50 billion euros for those problems to solve. So it's a very big amount of money, and I hope that now we know that there are a lot of funds and initiatives how to solve this problem, and I think will be more projects with money to increase of creation to increase creation of soil problems. So probably you know that there is kind of soil monitoring law, and it's to talk like it's very important, because like the main aim of the project is to monitor like the all Europe region, to identify the main areas with the soil problems, and to try to create like a common framework, a common framework of solution, how to solve that problems of the region. And it's and as I know, like it's like one of the goals till 2050 to have like toxic free soils in our region. So I think that maybe later on we will have more information about it, maybe more regulations and support for whole Europe, and everybody in our region will work for healthier soil. And I think probably the main goal of mission A Soil Deal for Europe is to create like big network of living labs and lighthouses till 2030. So it's like 100 living labs and lighthouses. It's a lot. It's a very big number, but the mission put a lot of effort to do it, and I hope so that till that date we will have a big network of those living labs and lighthouses, which will be open. The result will be open, and we will have opportunity to implement those results in agriculture, forestry, or different land uses. So maybe it will be useful for everybody. As I mentioned, I would like to mention that you have 5 missions, and one of it is A Soil Deal for Europe, and it's like very important part of EU Green Deal. So I would like to explain more like the main objectives of soil mission, because I think that that all these objectives are important in our countries as well. We have maybe similar problems. So as mission saying that it's very important to reduce desertification, conserve and increase soil organic carbon stocks. So it's like very, very important subject. To stop soil sealing and increase reuse of urban soils, reduce soil pollution and change restoration, to prevent erosion, improve soil structure to enhance soil biodiversity, reduce the EU global footprint on soils, and improve soil literacy in society. For example, in Lithuania, we have a problem with erosion. It's a very big problem. Also, we have problem with desertification. And I think I think we have all the problem, but I mentioned like maybe the main ones. And I think maybe in Estonia, you have similar problems. And the last one, I think it looks like improve soil literacy in society. So it's like, it's mean that soil mission wants that soil should be important not just for like, I don't know, agriculture and forestry, you know, like that we are making some production of it, but it's they want to make awareness to different target groups, like for citizens, that they should understand that they are also using soil, but in different way. They are living in areas, urban areas, where it's like urban soil, and urban soil also have some problems. For example, I live in little city, and we had a lot of factories, and in those like in Soviet Union we had some factories, and now in that place we have some new quarters of houses. So we had to, how to say, to clean that soil for citizens. Also, we had a problem, and I think that the same problem is in different countries as well. And as I mentioned, I would like to say that, yeah, we have to create mission once that we in Europe we have to have. I think now we're saying 100, but I think we want to have more than 100 living labs and lighthouses across the Europe in different usage of soil. So in agriculture and forestry, natural and industrial and urban sites, and to make awareness in different target groups of society, and to have kind of ambassadors, or maybe soil ambassadors. We have soil now. We have like soil advocates in order to spread good information, valuable information about soil health to different target groups. And it's very important to mention when we are planning, I don't know, to create living lab or lighthouses, it's very important bottom-up approach. So we should solve the problems which are like coming from up, not just, you know, like sometimes we had situation that we have some policymakers thinks that there are some problems, and they think that we have to solve it. But in reality now we have different perspective. So problems should go from bottom to up, and it's very important also in solving of the problems to engage different participants. So, you know, it's like it's very important to engage and researchers, land managers, advisors, people who works in regions, business owners, and policymakers, and everything. And it's very important to do it in international level. You know, like to have like partnership international partnership, like of the region, of sub-regional, or like from different part of, for example, Europe, and to have like to put more efforts of solving problems and sharing the good experience, good practice, and in the end of the day, those good examples somehow to make them real in other countries or other businesses. And probably that mission have 4 building blocks. So and you can see that also very important part of this 4 mission blocks are living labs and lighthouses. So it's very important for networking, for network of real life sites. So for in living labs or lighthouses, we're creating some solutions. We are testing it and we're trying to demonstrate and trying to spread the solution in a wider way. Also very important soil monitoring, because we have to know what's happening in our region, we have to know the real situation of soil and try to, I don't know, in the end of the day, to solve all the problems, or maybe to make them not so high level. And as I mentioned before, also it's very important that communication part. It's very important to spread those examples, good practice, the solution of problems in the society, and also, as I said before, to have people like who can be soil advisors, who can be soil advocates, but who can communicate in a more easier way, like not very. We have sometimes problems when we have, I don't know, some situations when researchers are explaining some problems, but in very science way. I don't know how to say in English, but no, in very difficult way. So sometimes it's better to have like people who can explain the very big problem with very easy approach. And so now we can talk a little bit about living labs and lighthouses. So I think it's the main subject of our seminar. And talking about living labs, sometimes when I have a conversation with people about living labs, and I'll all the time I'm trying to explain them in easy way. So all the time I can say to people that you should look to it like to project, because it's kind of project. You have to identify the problem, and you should have identified the problem and to try to find partners in different countries who have the same problem, and in big team you should have different approach to that problem, so in living lab it's very important to have multi-stakeholders group from different disciplines. So it's, as I said before, like I think maybe I don't say it before. So it's very important to have people from different occupation, from different sites. So it's very important to have people who works in research, because like science can solve a lot of problems, but you have to involve, for example, advisors as well, because we can see problem from a different perspective. Also, you can involve citizens, because for them it's very important to have the solution. So multi-stakeholder approach shows that to the problem, we can look from different sides and we can make the better solution of the problem. And also very important in living lab to have like real result, you should have to test that result in different living labs, and you should be like to create opportunity for different partners in normal way to use that solution. And it's also very nice when you are working not just on one land use. When you are working with, for example, you can work with forest and with agricultural lands and to try to solve the problem of few land types. Talking about live houses, so live houses are like could be like part of living lab or can work separately. And in lighthouse, there's like place where you can show the good examples of problem solution, and it should be used for trainings, for networking, and it should be very open to everybody, to society. And I think it's the most important thing, that the lighthouse should inspire land users to take their practice in their work. So, and actually, as I said before, when you are creating living labs, the most important that living lab should be created by international partners. So when you're creating something international, you can have a lot of problems. So one problem could be the different languages. So sometimes it's hard to understand each other because of barrier of language. Also, I think probably should be the biggest problem when you should have like common view to the problem, and to how to say to do not to have arguments with people with different opinion. And also I think everybody, we have different approach to the problem, and sometimes we have to have like compromise. And it's not easy, but I think it's not easy process, but I think that then if you will decide to create living lab or lighthouses, so you will be definitely inspired by others, and you can have like you can create like a community with people who have the same attitude to the soil, and you can meet people with the same approach of problem solving, and it's very nice work together. And it's better work together instead of side by side, and it's very nice to reach the same goals with partners. And invent, probably it's the best place and the best way to think out of the box, because normally probably when we are trying to solve our problems and you are by yourself, it's very hard to do it. But when you have good team, strong partners, you can sometimes to do something, you can create something different and better, and after all you can enjoy the results. And talking about living labs, so it's, as I said, it's very important co-creation with large set of stakeholders, so different partners from different work areas, but they have to have like the same attitude to the soil. Yeah. So then you are creating living lab. You should, after all, you should carry out the real life settings. And it's very important to involve the end users, like you are working not just for yourself, but you are working for a higher goal. And we want that the end users should be satisfied. And also in living labs, we have to make opportunity for co-creation and testing. Testing is very important. And those business models which you will create must be sustainable. And now you can see like graphic how should look living labs. In the center you can see that the most important a lot of different partners, and living labs could be like just living labs, and living labs like could be like regional, sub-regional. Living labs could be with experimentation sites. And those labs are a little bit different. So we could be in one farm or forest or in urban site. And like the houses also is a little bit similar. Also in one farm, forest, or one urban site. But in lighthouses, it should be you have to be opportunity for demonstration, like in high level, to perform all what is created. And in this slide, you can see very important. I would like to see that there is very, very important information because like one project should be consist of like in one project should have to be like more than 5 living labs. And it's very important, more than 5 living labs. And in those living labs should be 10-20 experimental sites. So you can see that a lot of activity should be in living labs with different partners. And here you can see that they are connected with each other. So it's like strong connection because we are solving one or more mission objectives. Like I said before, there are 8 mission objectives. For example, we can imagine that this living lab and lighthouses, they are solving, for example, I don't know, erosion problem, and we're exchanging knowledges, we are co-creating a lot of different things, and we are putting a lot of different experimental sites, and everything is like organism, And it's very important to mention that, for example, in one living lab, we could have like the same objective, but different land using types. For example, I don't know. We can have, for example, I don't know, erosion problem, but we would like to solve erosion problem in forest and agricultural land use. Another approach, for example, you can create living lab with different objectives, but with the same land use. So, for example, you can have erosion problem, desertification problem, but just in agriculture. And also could be the same objective and the same land use type. So you can solve the certification problem in agricultural soil. But as I mentioned, that's very important that one project should have about more than 5 living labs with 10, 20 experimental sites. It's very, very important. And actually, we know that Europe is not so big continent, and yeah, we have some subcontinent in Europe, but as I mentioned before, I think that the soil problem also almost are like the same, but maybe in different levels. So we are trying to engage people to cooperate with partners from different countries and to try together to solve a problem. As you can see here, for example, there is one country, and here you can create living lab with common soil challenges, and you can see this is just example, not like real, but you can see like region, and like for example in that region there is a few different problems which living lab could solve. So example like of living lab, lighthouses could be inside living lab or outside living lab. And okay, so for example, there is few different countries, and we have, for example, two different goals, objectives of missions. So, for example, reduce desertification and prevent erosion. And you can see there is very big living lab with lake houses, and it's like covering few different countries. So it's like big region. I think we can make, for example, I don't know, we can make a proposal, for example, for Baltic countries and with Scandinavia, or maybe with Poland, with like bordering countries, because I'm sure that we have common problems of soil, and we can have like common approach of solving those problems. Okay, so actually last year it was the first call for living labs and soil living labs and lighthouses. I think, I'm not sure, but it was more than 40 proposals, and now we have some information that why some proposals didn't go through it and was declined. So now when we're talking with people who are interested in living labs and making proposal for living labs, so we are saying that it's very important to choose to find the best partners with who you can together to identify the main problems, who have, I don't know, some data, some research, because it's also very, very important. And it's very important with those people with who you are making consortium. They have to bring also on the table a lot of efforts and knowledges and work like hand by hand, And also it's very important to think how you will manage all living lab process, because like you will work internationally, and you have also to show in proposal all management activities. And talking about living labs and lighthouses network, so Prep Soil also Prep Soil project also creating living labs, and in Europe, it's the kind of new way of solving problems, lighthouses or or living labs, but we have already some examples that this kind of working of ways is good. So now you can see that in whole Europe we have kind of network, but I would like to mention that it's not healthy soil living labs, but because now we're just working with it and we are trying to make them to work. And actually, it's very important to mention that living labs should be from different land use types. So it's one part agricultural, could be agricultural living lab, could be forestry living lab, urban living lab. So, but I would like to mention that last year, when people wrote those proposals for the projects, the biggest amount of proposal were from agriculture, less were from forestry, and almost none were from urban and from industrial living labs. So if you will have idea to create living lab of urban or industrial, or I don't know, I think it would be, you will have like priority, like when we check all, will check all proposals. And also you can find more information about living labs and lighthouses for soil, healthy soil from fact sheets. So you will have a slide, so you can check in internet those fact sheets. So I think it's very useful information. And as I said before, about when I talked about living labs, when I talk about lighthouses, it was very important multi-actors approach. Yeah, so partnership from different areas, working areas. So in co-creating living labs could participate academia part. Later I will explain what kind of organization or people could be from academia part. Another part is public sector and government, industry, and citizen and civil society. So two parts, I think it's kind of different from other projects, industry and citizen and civil society. I'm just saying from my experience, because normally in international projects and the different kind of projects were like the main goal to have partners from academia, for example, public sector or some associations, but business and society and it's not so, it wasn't in working area like target group. So talking about industry, if we will decide to create a living lab like from to industry, so also can participate different part of association. For example, if we talk from agriculture side, so can participate farmers and landowners, advisors, contractors, also researchers, agribusiness companies. From urban side can participate building, construction professionals, urban planners. From forestry, landowners and forest managers, forest companies, forest owner associations, land managers, and etc. And from industrial, so industrial landowners, land developers, environment consultants, farmers, and etc. If you will from government and public sector, if we talk about this part, so also from agriculture could participate local, regional, and national authorities, from urban public authorities, and agencies, public administrations, health authorities, environmental managers, and etc. From forestry could be local, regional, and national authorities, regulators, governmental organizations, agencies, and from industrial part, local, regional, national authorities, environmental protection offices, city regional administration, and so on. So it's like very wide place where you can find different partners, like to work with multi-actor approach, creating living lab. From academia, it's also very important. So from agriculture side, researchers from universities, governmental organizations, research institutions, from urban universities, social science research institutions, physical science research institutions, and etc. From forestry researchers in forest and soil science, social science researchers, universities, and research institutions. From industrial, so it could be researchers, agricultural and soil advisors, farmers and advisors, and like very wide range. And from civil and citizens part, end users, in event we can say, so NGO, citizens groups, local, regional, and national movements, from urban inhabitants, civil groups, from forest, urban, and local citizens, community and citizens representatives, NGOs, like we had in agriculture as well, and in industrial, so it could be citizens, organization, environmental organization, or just end users, citizens. So a lot of different parts, and it's like partners. So it's very nice to have, like, we have this 4 blocks in which we can see in which organization we can try to find partners. It's like the best way to have this list, and when you are thinking about creating living lab, you can just make kind of a map and to plan to road everything and to try to think who can participate with you together, co-creating a living lab. And also we have some examples of living labs from different parts. And okay, we have one living lab, like example, which was established in Hungary. So the main goal of this living lab was sustainable soil management and precision agriculture. So you can see in the map. So I think it was good idea, and we have like good results. From forestry living lab. So we have example from Spain, which was established in Galicia region. So we have in this region like big problems with fires. So we established a model village where civilians can protect themselves in the event of rural interface fires. So you know that few years ago it was very bad situation with fires in Portugal, in Spain and in Portugal as well. Talking about urban living labs, so in Italy, in Torino city, they also are also established living lab for people. So they are testing in real condition an innovative solution for urban living. So also you can see the name and you can find more information in internet. I'm trying to save to save a little bit our time, and I think that maybe later we could have discussion about Estonia. Yes, and talking about industrial living labs, so this one was created in France, and so it's the main aim to support the digital agriculture and agroecological transition in response to the region's aging population and considerable loss of added value in post-industrialization. So it's very important. A lot of time during my presentation, I said the word co-creation. So co-creation is very important aspect when you are thinking about creation of living lab or lighthouses. It's the main driven force, I think. So in beginning, you have to identify the problem, to have partners, to have a strategy how you will solve a problem, to have place where you can make experimentation and where you can test everything and to have like feedback from end users. So it's like it looks like very easy, but in the end of the day, it's not easy process, but the results, I think it would be very good for our soils. And I have a very small example of urban living lab, because it's, as I said before, that we last year we had a lot of proposal for agriculture and some proposal for forestry, but EU mission wants that it would be bigger engagement and urban part. And so, for example, we have some example of idea. So you can see that the idea was, for example, could be urban gardens and how to make it. And you can see in the picture that you have to involve different parts of people, different target groups, different stakeholders. So, for example, here you can see we have citizens, public administration, land manager, architects, others, and urban planners. So it's very small example. And now I would like to say that now we have two calls, and those two calls are open till 8th of October. So you can see one call is co-creating solution for soil health in living labs, and another one, living labs in urban areas for healthy soil. So for this reason, we had example in last slides. And more about this calls you can reach and read and have information on our nation website, and also in funding and tenders portal. And I would like kindly to remind, as they said before, that it's very important that in one project you have to be 4 or 5 living labs, and they have to be located at least at 3 different member states and associated countries. So at least 3. If you have, for example, 5 or I don't know, 7 and more, so we have like better possibility that your application could be funded. And it's like funding 100%. So it's like you can have all the money for the project. But there is some but. So for co-creation solutions for soil health in living labs, there are 36 million euros. It looks like when you're just thinking it's a lot of money, but in the end of the day, we're expecting that just free applications will be funded. So all applications, when you will make application, if you will, so it should be like made very, very, very in very, very good way. And you should put more efforts, and you have to find a lot of different parts, and in the end of the day, to try to solve not just one mission objective, but more than one. And another call is for living labs in urban areas for healthy soil. So here is just not just it's 12 million euros, but also expecting that just one application will be funded. It's not sad. I just said no, just one, but it's like reality. And time for engagement. I'm talked almost hour. It's a lot. So maybe now we can try to talk. Maybe I have some plan what about we can talk, but maybe you want to ask me something, and it will be like more fruitful discussion. Do you have some questions, or maybe you can share your experience, what's happening in Estonia, what kind of soil problems do you have, and maybe you think that maybe you have already some ideas for creating a living lab, and you want to share with us, and we can try to help you to find I don't know, partners who can, because in the nation we have very, very, very good thing for me, I think, because we have match making platform in which we have more than, I think now, 700 different participants who are trying to find partners. So if you want, you can turn on your microphone and ask. How do you think? Because I'm not sure that I can see the. So maybe if you do not want to ask me, so later I will share my contacts, and I think you can write me, and we can have I don't know, we can have other meeting, and I will try to explain all your questions, and try to help you to find partners, or I don't know, I can help you in all the ways. So we are going to the end of my presentation. So I would like to make kind of conclusion of my presentation, and to make like the most important bullet points. So when you are thinking about creating living lab, you should to put the most part of your attention to identifying the most important soil health challenges, and so you should think how they compare with EU mission, a soil deal for Europe. And as I said, that nation partners actually made a lot of different seminars. We organized thematic events, also organized a lot of different webinars. So those webinars you can find in our website. So you can to join to some events, or you can just watch thematic events, and you can find maybe you can find some answers to your questions. And also also you can see here some links, and you could use them, and you can read more, and maybe after all you will have question for me, and you can just write or call me, and we can discuss. Also, as I mentioned before in my presentation, so it's very important to identify stakeholders. So to have those good partners who have the same problems and want to create like fruitful partnership. So also you can find your national mentor. So this is one of part of nation project in all the country. We try to have mentors in Baltic region. We have very good mentor. If you have questions and you want, I can share the mentor's contacts, and the mentor could help you with developing the idea. He also he or she can explain some like technical proposal things, how to fill some parts, or you can just discuss your ideas. So about matching platform, I said, and here I can see that I didn't change the users number. Now, as I said, it's almost as I looked a few days ago, it was 700 or 800 users. So it's the jackpot for people who are thinking about creating living lab, or just not just creating. Maybe you can find some people who have idea, but they want to find a partner. So you can join consortium. So please go to our nation website and be the part of matchmaking platform. And later on, the result should be proposal. So I hope that after our event, you will have ideas and you have wishes to create something useful for healthier soil, and maybe you will be like the main partner who wants to make a consortium, or maybe you will be part of consortium and you will be part of a proposal. So I would like to say something about our project, as a little bit mentioned before. So as I said before, we are making engagement events in different countries. As I said, more than 40 countries. So we have matchmaking, international matchmaking platform. So I'm recommending for you to join it. And maybe not for this call, but maybe you will find partners for your other activities, other projects. In our website also you can find fact sheets and some part for e-learning. Also we have help desk, and you can also ask us directly and we can help you. And also we have webinars, and we're trying to be coaches. So also we have mentors, and as I said, the main goal of our project is to spread the good practice of co-creating living labs and lighthouses. So in the end of the day, I hope that you will join to some activities. So also here there is some part of information that also in our website you can find matchmaking sessions. Some of them I think now we are not have open now, but later maybe we will open, and everything, like all the most important information about living labs and events you can find in nation website. So here is my contact information. As I said, if you if you will have some questions, some ideas, please contact, and I will try personally to help you. So from me, okay, now I can see the chat. So maybe somebody wants to, I can see that you chat with each other, so it's very nice. And my colleague helped you to answer for some information. And also my colleague Gabriel, he put in the chat the feedback survey. So I would be very happy if you put 5 minutes to fill it. So, do you have questions? If not, so I will say thank you, and I will wait your questions by my email. And I hope that this seminar it was useful for you, and you will try to participate in some living labs or lighthouses activities. So thank you very much, and have a nice weekend.